Hello, hello. All right. Today I would like to try to, tackle reason. There's kind of a big network of things I guess I'm trying to deal with. So rationality, reason. I suppose there is a kind of caricature. It's a popular caricature, though, that reason is pure logic and science. That you can reduce the universe into its cogs and springs and other parts, and therefore know everything. Or even if you can't do that, you can reduce the idea of whatever machine you build out of those parts down to a simple formula. Okay, so that put a pin in that. That's one form of rationality, of reason. Then there is the deconstructionist / postmodern / post-postmodern, I suppose, the thing that has come after all the actual philosophers have left the room and have left everything a smoking mess, and so everybody has now decided that feelings are what really matters, especially if you are an underprivileged person with strong feelings about something. Then about your underprivileging, about what caused it. Then that is elevated above any bit of logic or data, because we don't need that anymore. Okay, put a pin in that. That is another issue, because it's not that either of those things are 100% wrong. That's the big issue we have to wade through. We are so polarized that we hear something and we react to it instantly and go, no, you're wrong, because when in fact there's something more complicated happening, or there might be. Often there is. All right, so now I'm going to dive into what I hope will begin bridging the gap between these two, and giving into, I suppose I could say, a deeper perspective. So the way I'm going to do that is, let's see if I can give an example from both sides. I don't know if I can do that. But from the reductionist point of view, that everything reduces down to the cogs and springs. If you have an image, a high-resolution image, do you scan that image pixel by pixel and assemble it into your head and say, it's a picture of a car with a, tiny little sticker of a smiley face in one corner, something like that? Probably not. Probably you glance at it and pow, you have the image in your head, right? So, in other words, you don't see the parts, you see the whole. So put that on a sticky note underneath logic, which is a piecemeal assembly of reading lines, right? It's a linear process to do logic. It's like doing math or running a computer program. It doesn't, have it, right? It doesn't capture that way or recognize patterns in that way. All right. The other thing is that if you say, okay, I have an algorithm that is going to abstract from this image the essential qualities, and I am going to use that algorithm to compress this high-resolution image, and then I will reverse that process and give you back a high-resolution image, right? What happens? Well, that teeny tiny picture of the smiley face, which you could recognize as a smiley face when it was high resolution, is now a yellow dot. Why? Because the compression lost data. Maybe that doesn't matter, or maybe it makes all the difference. Maybe if you're a investigator wanting to solve a crime, you have to know without beyond a shadow of a doubt whether that's a smiley face or a yellow dot or some other image. And if you only have the compressed file, you will never know. Another example would be if I am painting a portrait from a picture, and I have a low resolution, in other words, compressed image, there will be details I cannot grasp. I can grasp them as I glance at the picture, and I go, okay, I think I could probably recognize that person's face. But if I zoom in, all I get is blurred pixelations. If I put on my reading glasses, I'm just looking at pixelations. So, okay, was that smile? Is it, exactly what is the line I need to paint doing there at the edge of the corner of the smile or the corner of the eye? These are very, very important parts that convey emotion and recognition to the viewer. And with the kind of painting I do, I'm not good at pulling the picture in and spitting out a caricature, or a high resolution caricature, you might say. I need the image so that I can transcribe the image, basically, in a painterly fashion. And so without that high resolution, I will be painting a low resolution painting of a low resolution painting, which is not going to get me very far. Okay, so those are two arguments, I would say, for the non-reductivity of certain patterns, which means that there is a patternistic quality to the world. And by pattern, I don't simply mean the paisley pattern on your wallpaper. I mean the way in which a specific high-resolution picture is a pattern, right? Is three-dimensional or two-dimensional. There are precise orientations, precise gradations. There is all this precision, and if you lose any of that precision, you begin to lose data. I would argue that imagistic quality, that patternistic quality, is something that, how do I say this? Or which thing do I connect this to? Well, first of all, that's irreducible. In the way that our DNA is not reducible, in the way that, the coding there, in the way in which the precise cocktail of memory and emotion and DNA and experiences all create me. These are non-reducible things. And in many cases, many moral argument or moral judgments are non-reducible. We try to make reductions. We take these kind of these virtual reality, these two-dimensional, these simplified, reduced versions in order to make our laws and our ethical teachings. But there's something else. And what that other thing is what we often call wisdom. If you have wisdom, if you have a keen sense of what is truly valuable, and a keen sense of recognizing it, you have something we might call wisdom. And I would argue that this is built into this idea of pattern recognition. It is not the two-dimensional flattening oversimplification into parts, and the overall pattern itself reduced down into a few algorithms. It is high resolution pattern recognition, and that this is vital to to most things, whether we realize it or not. It is in the complexity of pattern recognition that we orient towards what is salient in the world, where we recognize the prey. You know, you might just need a hammer to hammer the nail in, but you need to be able to recognize a great deal of more things in order to recognize the subtle hints that someone is out to get you, for instance, or something like that. I don't feel like I'm giving good examples, but maybe the point is being conveyed without quite the level of aha that I would like to be presenting. So, and then I was going to point this into emotions. Can I do that? Well, yes, I'll try. So, gosh, no, I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready to do that one. That's an important one, but I don't think I'm ready to do that. I'm just going to wrap it up. I don't know if this one landed or not, but thank you for your time.